Hi everyone, it's great to see you again. I am Colina and we're going to talk about STT and TTT. Now this is very important to think about, especially when you are planning each of your lessons, and since you are planning your online lessons, go and watch the previous video from Roshin about PPP. What's that? Go check out the video here to find out. Let's get on with today's video. What does STT and TTT mean? In our training programs, we learned that STT means student talking time and TTT means teacher talking time, but what's the difference? And how can I use it with young learners? What's the difference between STT and TTT? As ESL teachers, we learn that we need to balance them. We need to have less TTT and more STT. This seems too simple though. We know there are obvious differences in teaching kids versus adults, but once you get them in front of you, you realize just how different it can be. Let's look at some mistakes teachers make when teaching young learners. And speaking of mistakes, don't make a huge mistake by missing part 2 and future videos. So hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss anything. When you are planning your lessons, perhaps you can start with the PPP methodology. In one of our previous videos, Roshin talked about planning. At this stage, it is good to think about STT and TTT, especially at the practice stage. Here are some things to think about when you are planning lessons at the practice stage. Thinking time. Perhaps we think that teaching means talking. It doesn't, and it isn't realistic to think a student will answer instantly, so give them thinking time. Whether you are looking for a simple answer or an action, give them time to answer. Plus, a moment of silence could activate the student's need to say something. What do you do if they don't say anything? I'll get to that later. Lack of elicitation. Eliciting is important, especially for young learners. Don't give them an answer right away. Use some silence. Use your body language. Use a picture. Show the word. These things could trigger an answer, or at least the start of an answer. Don't echo. Don't echo. Once they answer you, don't echo what they said. You don't need to fill silence with your own voice. Only say what is necessary. Focus on getting your learner to speak. For young learners, is it best to use more STT or TTT for your lessons? Well, it's not so clear. When thinking about how to increase STT, one must think about the attention span of a child. They will freak out if they are bored. If you are explaining a lot with words, this isn't going to work. So, how does one enhance and increase STT? Well, we've given students their keywords in the presentation stage and given time to practice. Now, while you are using the PPP method, let's enhance the students' talking time during the production stage. Let's learn how to enhance STT with an example. Use nonverbal clues. So here's an example. You ask a student, is it blue or green? Then you look at them expecting an answer. You wait, you are silent, you don't speak. They look at you. And you them. Tick, 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 tick. 10 seconds goes by. You are still silent, and now it's getting uncomfortable. Do you answer? No. Instead, consider using nonverbal clues. Ask the question and hold your hand to your ear like this. You are expecting an answer from them, but you do this and still you get nothing. You can use flashcards. Is it blue or green? pause and allow them to answer. There is these flashcards to help them understand the question better, and they can answer. And really, that's it. Don't explain with words. Use actions and body language. Pause and give them time to think. And please, no need to echo their answers or yours. I'm guilty of this one from time to time. Have fun in your classroom, and they will too. Well, that's it for today. See you for part 2, and we'll talk about STT tips for adult learners. Have a wonderful teaching day. See you next time.